Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, make money and protect your money, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to do it. Keep making more. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is very, very simple. Inflation is a mother, and there's just no way around it. You don't know how much anything's going to cost 2 years from now, let alone next year, let alone 6 months from now. So we have to talk about making some more money because this is SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday live stream where it's members only with the icon that can be in the chat room. If you're here and you can't get in the chat room, that's because you're not a member. That also means that everybody can watch the channel, but please share the videos, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know who you're going to be able to help, who's looking for help. You just don't know. Sometimes people need help and they're just quiet because they don't know who to turn to, who to trust, or any information that they can get that is reliable. And since we don't actually charge for information and ask you to pay for courses or anything like that, we're neutral. We're like what they always say, Switzerland. We're actually trying to help you because helping you helps us. That's right. You guys have to understand, if we're all going in the same direction on the same ship, then we're all doing very, very well. And tonight we're going to continue that. And welcome once again. I appreciate it. Let's see who's in the house tonight. First up, Laverne Penix is here with the icon next to his name. And again, thank you so much for being here. Laverne Penix, otherwise known in these parts as Mr. Cool. He's in the house and he brings his tagline. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received the notification and trailer. Thank you so much for letting me know. And I'm very happy that you received the notification because this is starting to be a theme. More people are receiving the notification. Can it really be true? Can you imagine if 6,000 or 7,000 people received the notification? Well, I can only imagine it because in the back office, it's not indicating nothing like that. But here we are. All right, Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday live stream. He has the icon next to your name. And if you can't get in the chat room, well, it's because you're not a member. I just want to reiterate this. And he's bringing one of two taglines. His number one tagline, hello all, let's do this. That's right, Victor Marrero. We got to do this because the greatest transfer of wealth is going to happen under everybody's watch over the next 2 years. If you don't already have your fishing pole in the game of getting assets, you might be priced out. Later on, 2 years, 3 years from now, the biggest assets, homes, multifamily, all of that is going to explode in price. Also, liabilities, they are going to cost you more. So all the way around, credit's going to cost you more. Liability is going to cost you more. The only thing that doesn't cost you more is assets. Those are what pay us. So when we make our money, we're going to have to protect it, ladies and gentlemen, because again, keeping your money in a bank, well, that's going to be risky. They're still printing. They're still literally have no reserves, literally no reason to keep money. The banks have no reason to keep anything there, and they're out there taking risk to get greater returns. So, Victor Marrero, thank you so much for being here once again. Facebook, here we are. We are here as well. Thank you so much for that. The members are here on another front. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. All right. Also receive YouTube notification and trailer. Thank you so much for letting me know. And once again, on some of these platforms, thank you all for being here and checking us out. Now, I want to give somebody a special. Here we go. First up, everybody that's here early. We're talking about Wealthy Wednesdays, but guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen? It finally dropped. Now, you guys know I've been talking about Larimar City. I'll be dropping part 2 tomorrow, the rental numbers, which you guys already know about because we talked about it on Monday. But we're going to be dropping that video tomorrow, part 2, for everybody that doesn't know. We talked about it on the live streams. But this is it. Tomorrow at 7:35 p.m., we have a special guest talking about real estate investing overseas style in Punta Cana. And we're back to Vista Cana. It finally done happened, ladies and gentlemen. Just what I was looking for. But unfortunately, this is going to sell like hot cakes. The second beach area. Now, hear me out, because this is going to be very special. And again, tomorrow night, we're going to have a live stream with the realtor. He's going to be on at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, February 9th. You don't want to miss this, because I'm going to tell you something right now. First of all, the price point. A one-bedroom, $99,000. A two-bedroom, $131,000. Now, most of you aren't going to get excited about the price, but first, let me tell you, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. You're going to have to put down 20%, though. That's the first thing. 20%, and you're going to have about 3.5 years to pay for this, because this is going to be 2025-ish, 2026-ish stuff. So it could be 3 years before it's built. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen, because I gave you the prices just to get everybody excited about that, because this is 2020 prices in 2023. That's the first thing. Now, here's the second thing that is not in the first phase of Punta Cana, and this is what's going to make this special. I was waiting for it. This is why I was not even upset about Panorama Gardens and pull out, but this is what I suspected. I got to show you guys this. I'm very, very excited. Check this out. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have roughly 36, 37 members who own in Punta Cana area. Out of that, I would say over 30 own inside Vista Cana. Nothing wrong with that. You guys might see what's on the screen right now. I just want to talk about this. This isn't what I was going to talk about tonight, a lengthy time. It's only going to be for a few more minutes. But $99,000 for a one bedroom, $131,000 for a two bedroom. You might see this, and some of you who are familiar with Vista Cana might be going, Eric, okay, you're showing me the Vista Cana Beach Club. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, I am not showing you the Vista Cana Beach Club. I'm showing you the Vista Cana Clubhouse. That's right, Vista Cana Clubhouse at the second beach. That is exactly right. And I want to show this pictures here. Look at this. There's a little kiddie pool. There's a little seating area. There's a little eating place, lounge area. Nothing spectacular, but it's on the freaking water, ladies and gentlemen. So I will show this. And tomorrow night, you're going to have to come back and listen to the big boys. Do you want a bamba, ladies and gentlemen? Because this is Vista Cana Clubhouse on the beach. Fully blown, no yak lounge, none of that. You're on the man-made second beach. And now, I guess, look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Volleyball. I think that's an eating place back here, if I'm not mistaken. It's a lounge area for sure. I don't know if you're going to eat back there or not, but I'm pretty sure you probably are. It looks like it's open to everybody. At least that's what it looks like to me. I have no problem with that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. This is the Vista Cana Clubhouse, not the beach club. Are you guys getting a picture here? But that's not the reason I'm excited. This is not the reason I'm excited. I left the best for last. The condo project is inside on the beach. Yes, on the beach, unlike Panorama Luxury, that's like on a little edge of the edge of it, and it's not like a beach area, it's just on the edge, and you just dive in from there if they allow swimming in the freshwater lake. But this is on the beach. You walk outside your condo and you go to the beach. No gates between you and the beach. This is major. These prices It's coming out. You guys are going to learn about it tomorrow at 7:35 p.m. Eastern time live. And then, of course, I'll drop a video on Friday all about it, right? So that's when we're going to talk about it a little bit later. So I had to get excited about this. I just found out about it about 2 hours ago. I was like, are you kidding me? This is what I was looking for. Now, $2 a square meter is the HOA fees at this property. The third thing, there isn't anything else happening here. They don't know. It's all looking like the Vista Cana Beach Club and the sports complex might still cost money. It looks that way. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that way. But you walk outside, you're in the place already by the second beach. You walk down to the beach clubhouse. It's all in the complex. You're there. You might as well just call that your own little private playground. So you have that as an amenity, and that's one hell of an amenity, especially now. They're talking real reckless, but they're talking about some of these places. They're going to have lake view from your apartment, and your apartment's going to be less than 100 feet away from the water. This is pretty awesome to me. And there's in section number 1, the first beach area, as far as I know, the only people that could be close to the water is if you're at Oasis del Lago, and they haven't built any homes by the water yet. So I don't know how close they're going to be. I mean, they could be 100 yards back. I don't know. But this is pretty awesome to have condominiums, and they're going to have villas too. Villas are starting like at $235. Yeah, we're going to talk about tomorrow night at 7:35 because we got to make money. Then we got to protect our money. And that's going to be awesome. That's the VIP area. There may be a cost or special membership for that area above the water, or it will be by reservations only due to its size. Yes, Victor Marrero, I agree with you exactly. It looks like, yes, you can call it VIP. It almost looks semi-lounge, or they could be eating there, but I agree with you. But I do have this new bit of news. The people that own at this project, they do not have to pay to go into this Vista Cana clubhouse. And I think it's open to everybody after I saw that parking lot. So everybody can actually come stay there. Vista Cana Beach Club, I think, is going to charge, but this place is going to be a hot spot. But again, I might have the information tonight and I'll share it with you, but you are exactly right about that. Over the water with the pylons, that's very, very special. I agree. And to be able to walk down, you're in the complex, you walk down there and you're walking down to that clubhouse, and you also have a pool. You don't have any other amenities really. I mean, there's stuff. There might be a fitness center as well, but I like this for the price. It's not like 200,000 or anything like that. James Way, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday live stream with the icon next to your name. And he brings his tagline, the rent is too damn high. And what do we do when the rent is too damn high? If you can afford it, you get something that can pay your rent by getting an asset that pays us. That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. In case you're new here, that's what we're trying to find. James Way says, good evening, all. And once again, good evening to you. Thank you so much for being here. Now, we got to make some money, ladies and gentlemen. There's more ways to make some money than just the things that we always talk about. So tonight, we're going to talk a little different tonight because, I was looking around the internet today, and I found something very, very fascinating that people were, something popped up. A guy's fascinated with watches. And some people feel that watches are an investment simply because if you buy, like a Richard Mille or Rolex or APs or these high-end brands, that you get to wear them, and you could wear them or keep in a box or whatever you want to do because they increase in price over the years. So it's almost like it's an investment. Well, that's a very expensive investment, in my opinion, when you start talking about buying watches for 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, or even millions. But then you can sell it because they are rare and made by a certain quality of watchmaker, right? So you could buy this watch for $50,000. And then the next thing is it's 75,000 because it's a certain brand, right? 5 years later, 6 years later, whatever. And so again, everybody looks at wealth a little bit differently. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just got the information that I wanted to hear. This right here. The house club is for the owners of the project. Oh my God. This is almost, well, not as good as the Zen place, but this is awesome to have your own beach club, similar to what Oasis Del Lago is supposed to have. This is major, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have this guy on tomorrow, 7:35 p.m. If you want to get into this, again, you're going to have to put 20% down, meaning $18,000 for a 1-bedroom. 2-bedroom means $26,000. And then your payments are going to be something ridiculous, like $600 a month, $800 a month. They're not going to be like $1,500 or $2,000 because you're going to have 30 monthly payments. This is awesome. So again, not open to everybody, and I'll show it again. This is not open to everybody. The Vista Cana Clubhouse, it's going to be for this project here. Yes. Yes. How do you make money, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we talked about this before. If you're going to buy something, make sure you have amenities. And if you are part of whichever section, we're going to have to clarify tomorrow night, right? Because I'm pretty sure they're not just going to allow the people of this condo villa complex and nobody else be part of this clubhouse. And the $2 per square meters includes the clubhouse. So there is no membership fee. None of that, ladies and gentlemen. And again, here's, in case you just now came in, this is the second beach at Vista Cana, and they have their own Vista Cana clubhouse. And I can't really tell what this is, but I do know what that is. Volleyball court. This looks like a kid's pool. Maybe it's a regular pool, but who cares when you have this big saltwater pool out here? But I like this little kiddie pool. So maybe this is bigger than I think it's going to be. And then this right here, the VIP area, is Victor Marrero's talking about. Either way, however you slice it, whether it's a lounge area, eating area, whatever area, I'm thinking I like this. This is what we're talking about. If you're going to do a man-made lake, then act like it. Put this type of these type of structures on your man-made lake. And what I love about this is you can walk around. So this is, I'm ecstatic that this has showed up. But again, this is what we do. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. You can get yourself into some real estate. That is an asset that you're going to need. There is no way around it. In fact, if I have, and I do have grandkid, there is no way around it that you should consider real estate. The sooner a person can get real estate now, and then they can get a return on their money, the better. Like I say, again, I've mentioned this at the beginning. This is very, very serious what's going to happen after they reduce the interest rates this time. If you think housing prices were off the charts and somehow people are buying these and they can't afford them, well, it's going to be on steroids next time. All right. It's, if you thought the 20% year over year was too much, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, and somehow everybody's buying was out of control. What's going to happen when every house is 1 million and people are somehow buying them? What are they going to do? Have 40-year notes instead of 30-year notes? They're going to have interest only for 15 years or something. I mean, there's going to have to be something, because people are going to have to make $250,000, $350,000 a year to afford this next set of housing after it blows up next time. So you want to put yourself in position to already lock in a price, lock in what you have. If you haven't bought, then you're going to have to buy later this year something. You should anyhow consider it. Even if you don't want to, you have to consider, get in while the prices are low. They haven't dropped low enough yet. But buy a home 2024 is the mantra. Let's see. Victor Marrero says, yes, it makes sense as an owner. You won't have a cover charge. However, you will have a club fee, correct? No, Victor Marrero, this is what I'm trying to tell you. At this place, that Vistacana clubhouse is included in your $2 per square meter price. I just got it because I sent that message like before I started the live stream. I was like, hey, man, quit playing. We got to clarify. He's like, it's included in the project, meaning just like inside the Panorama family, when they include their restaurants, lounge, fitness center, yogas, and all that, it's included in theirs. So this one's the same. And they already said $2 a square meter includes it. This isn't the Vistacana Beach Club, and this is not the sports complex where there's no answers. These guys are saying, we control, we're paying, you guys are paying the $2 a square meter for your access. It's in there. It's already in. You're go in regardless, you or your guest. Yes, this is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. I love it. I love it. 99,131. You know this is going to go pretty fast. This has to, because this is what most people want. The only thing I don't know about, though, is how is it gated? See, that's the thing. I don't know if there's security gates, but we'll find out tomorrow. And actually, I'll probably know by the time the live stream happens. But 7:35 p.m. tomorrow, you guys, you can find out about this right here. The condo villa complex includes this with your condo. If you buy a condo, they said it's $2 a square meter. I don't know about the villas. So that's what we're dealing with here. And no, Victor Marrero, a game changer. Well, let's put it what it is. Panorama and other places within Vistacana do have their own clubhouse, their own restaurants, fitness center, yogas, and pools and all this. So not many. There's only a few. But now another one said we got to up the game because nobody else has it. And this is very true. I'm like, holy smokes, I'm loving it. So this is no surprise. This is, again, no surprise. I was suspecting on the second beach that they might do something different than the first, because people were probably like, I don't want to be across the street from the water. Don't you have anything that's on the water? Then Panorama Luxury said, hold my beer. But then Panorama Luxury doesn't have its own beach in front of it. You can't walk out to the beach. It's on like a mini cliff. So that changes the game. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see. In fact, I'm so excited about it. I just can't believe it. I'm just like, are you serious here? So again, this is not relevant because this is Vistacana stuff. That's 24/7 to get in Vistacana. We need to know. But this little pictures here, okay, disregard this sports complex. Yes, it's in there. It's in the Vistacana, but you're going to have to pay to get in, I think. So just giving you an idea. And this is the one where Yak Lounge is. This is the first beach overview, ladies and gentlemen, just to give you an idea. But this here, part of this project's place is this clubhouse on the water. Yes, I'm loving it. No fees, Victor Morel, for you or a guest to go hang out here. Just what the doctor ordered. We're back in play with Vistacana. And again, I think this is marvelous. All right, here you go. This right here is very, very interesting because it does not show where, oh, okay, it does show. So these are the ones that's going to be gone, clearly. Looks like there's a road out here, and it doesn't appear to me to be gated or nothing. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll get some clarification. Here's some of the apartments. 56 square meters for a one bedroom. Does this mean we have a half bath? We should, because that's big enough to have a half bath. I'm giving you guys more than the preview than I wanted to. 1-1. So that's all I'm going to show you right now. You're going to have to come back 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night on Thursday. We're going to go over this project with one of the realtors that's running this. So again, you want to make money? Well, you're going to have to invest in real estate, multifamily. You don't have to do single family things like condos and villas. Get yourself 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 if you can get it, because the next train that's moving out of this station, when they bring these interest rates down in about 1.5 years from now, it's on. I'm going to give you guys a little story real quick. So in Phoenix, Arizona, I get sent paperwork, offers all the time for multifamily properties. So let's in 20 up until around 2018, let's just say there was a 100-unit apartment complex. You would be able to pick that up for like 3-4 grand. If you find a 100-unit apartment complex in the Phoenix, Arizona area now, it's going to cost you 10 times. It's going to cost you like 15 mil, 12 mil instead of 2 or 3 mil. That is what's going to happen this next time. Things that are already priced crazy. So now that 100-unit apartment complex costing 13, 15 mil, it's going to be 25 or 30 million. This is what I'm talking about, because the rents, they're going to be able to charge like $2,000 per unit. You see where I'm going with this? And your value of your real estate is based on what your revenue is over the course of a year, and profits as well. But the revenue numbers matter. And so if I can charge you almost double, and I bought the thing for 10 or 12 million, clearly it's worth double, right? In a matter of only a few years. This is why the greatest transfer of wealth is going to happen, because remember, the wealthiest people hold assets, stocks, real estate, multifamily type generally. They're in the finance field. So every transaction they get paid. Or people that give them money to invest and then they charge you an expense fee. That's really what's going on. All right. So we got to make money and then protect your money. And by the way, speaking of protecting your money. All right. Now let's get down to the business at hand. Let's put the thought process in your minds. Just pretend for a second. This is 1929, 1930, and you're going along and you had the roaring 20s and prohibition set in, but that didn't matter because we had speakeasies underground in the back rooms and we still partying and drinking like it's 1999, except it's only 1929. So imagine you're like, nothing's going to happen. Everything's going to be fine. And somebody comes to you and says, hey, you know what? You might want to think about taking your money out of the bank. And you're going, you might want to think about that. And they turn to you and say, hey, you know, inflation is a little high. That means I'm going to be losing money. Because even if I get 2 or 3 or 4%, that's better than nothing. Yeah, but then then I have to say, yeah, but what happens if all your money's gone? You can't take it out. In case you guys haven't received the notices, because you know the government wants to keep everything nice and quiet, ATM machines last week weren't working. Hundreds, thousands. People went, put it in, wasn't working. All right. They kept it pretty quiet. A lot of people don't know about this. But again, there's going to be a time when you're going to roll up to your bank and you're going to roll up to that ATM machine. Nothing's coming out. All right. That could be a potential situation. It's already happening, but it could go off the charts soon as people believe that there's going to be a problem. So when we talk about protect your money, some people would say, like me, I'm going to say, I don't like leaving my money in a bank. If anything hits my accounts, I just withdraw it, because I want to use my money to buy assets. So then I know you can't take that away, because now I have a return on my money. But you sure can take away that liquid money that's sitting somewhere in somebody else's possession. All right. And you can always turn off my ATM machines. You can also turn off my card at any time. So these are the little things that you have to concern yourself with. This is why the stock market, which is another asset, people like to leave their money there. Why? Because they are actually businesses, unlike crypto. They're actually a business. So the business is still operating, making revenues, making money. So the stock actually, the business is backed. The stock is backed by the business, rather. So therefore, it's a little protection. So that's how your money's protected. So if the company is still making money and they're still giving, let's say you have dividend stocks, or doesn't matter if you don't, But the fact of the matter is, if the company's making money, you're somewhat protected. There would have to be some cataclysmic situation. And this is why you want to put your money into diversified stocks in this environment. So when somebody says Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Disney, and you hear on the news, oh, these guys are having a bad time. Procter and Gamble, it doesn't matter if they're having a hard time. These guys control in their sectors 25 to 30% because they have subsidiary companies underneath them. So they might only control 10% of phones, for instance. But they have another company that has 5% of the chip market, another company that has 10% of the transportation market, or 10% of the cloud memory market. These are the things that you have to think about. You want to grab these companies. Like I said, I just mentioned Procter & Gamble, P&G, for instance, right? Apples of the world, Amazons of the world, they have subsidiaries. Microsoft of the world, subsidiaries. Oracles of the world, subsidiaries. All right? These are the companies. McDonald's. Some people say, yes, they give you 2-3% dividends. All these companies, the ones I mentioned. All right? So these are assets that's going to pay you, but that's where you can protect your money, along with having your cash or a duffel bag of cash next to you to make sure, because the day may come where your bank says, I'm sorry, we're closed, and your account cannot be used. It could happen. I'm just giving the worst case scenarios. But again, this is what we need to do to protect your money. But more importantly, I've said this for the last year and a half, 2 years, you have to make more. You can't rest on your laurels. To go back to what I talked about previously, resting on my laurels means this. It was 2020. COVID comes into play. Businesses are shutting down. People are being laid off. All of a sudden, the ecosystem is interrupted entirely. The whole world interrupted financially. That wasn't bad enough. All of a sudden, the same groceries you were buying in 2020 now cost you 20% more in 2021. And if that's not bad enough, then add another 20%, 30%, 40% on top of that in 2022. And here we are today, where people are spending 3, 4, 5 times more of expenses than they did 2 years ago. And if you think this is not a trend, then guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to be in for a wild ride if you're going to be unprepared. So we have to make sure that we are prepared around here, right? I'm going on the rant about it a little bit, but we can't stop. You're going to have to position yourself. You can't act like that you're not the CEO of your life in this case. You can't rely on somebody else. Yes, people rely. They put their money into the 401k. Yes, they give their money to Wealthfront, for instance. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you cannot put all the eggs in that basket. You have to keep a duffel bag of cash next to you somewhere. Access to cash. This is where crypto is going to come into play. Down the line, if it was stable enough, crypto would be the savior, because your money, at least you would be able to grab it and transport it and send it across the world in an instant. But keep in mind about crypto, it's not regulated in the United States, for instance, and a lot of countries. So again, you're putting your money at risk, because anything that changes or disrupted where you can't get your money off or out. And speaking of that, I forgot to mention about Voyager. If you had money on Voyager, you needed to log in your account and withdraw. And it was 24 hours ago. I think it might have passed. But if you had Voyager and you had money, it was an exchange, you need to go there and withdraw it. All right. It's still open to withdraw whatever you had in there. So this is what's going to happen down the line. Just what's been happening. You're going to have to protect yourself, and you're going to have to make more money. What are we going to do to make more money is what we've been talking about for the last 6, 7, 8 months. You're going to have to take a little chances, or you're going to have to start your own business or buy a business. Either way you slice it, you're going to have to do something. You can't stand pat. There's some people right now that retired 3 years ago and they had mills. They were saying, okay, I have 1.5, I have $2 million. But guess what happened? They woke up 2 years later and the stock market went down 20%, 30%. Their money was in the stock market because that's where you're going to earn additional dividends. You're going to get a little check coming in from that. So all of a sudden, that 2 mil is 1.3, 1.2, and you're 65 years old and you're in relatively great health. And now you're going to live another 20 years, more than likely. And you're seeing your grocery bill go from $150, $200 a month to $600 a month. You're thinking right now, like, wait, hold a second. That just happened in the last 2 years. What's 20 years from now? We don't know how much this is going to cost me. This might cost me $2,000 per month just in grocery bills. That's the equivalent of what was used to be $200. And now what? That mill 3, mill 2, if it doesn't recover, you're going to have an issue, a big issue. And wherever you live, the cost to maintain, double the price. Even if you own your house, it does you no good. If your insurance is double, does you no good. If your not only the insurance is double, your mortgage won't be double, but HOAs will be double. Your taxes could be triple. So some people are like paying taxes right now, $5,000, $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a year. Can you imagine 10 years from now getting a bill and it says your taxes for your real estate is 30 grand, 40 grand? That's going to happen. It's going to happen. So that means you're going to have to make more money. There's no way you can just sit idly by. This retirement thing, this American dream, American nightmare, you're not going to be safe just with a mill or two. You're going to have to stretch it out just to make sure that you're safe. And then where you're going to keep that money is another little factor. So we need to go. Do we have to go offshore? Do we have to go to the I don't even know which banking entity you would go to. Switzerland? I mean, I'm not going to Deutsche Bank, clearly. I mean, where would you put your money? Who are you going to trust? Because when ultimately anything goes down, they can take your money, especially if somebody's holding it. So my money's in the stock market. The brokerage account's holding it. If they block me from withdrawing it, I can't do anything. Are you getting the picture? They're going to save themselves before they save you. So again, I ask you, shouldn't you be thinking about making sure that you're controlling some flow of money coming in, right? Sure, we all take risk, but we're going to have to control that flow. There's only a few things that can control that flow. That means we have to own businesses. We have to own real estate. Anything else where we rely on a return on investment that we don't control, even when we're doing our NFTs and we have money coming in, it's all on the basis of they're going to pay us. What if they don't? Versus if I have real estate, if I have my own business, I don't have to wait on anybody to pay. It's coming in. So we don't have to rely on, oh, the economy's bad. We had whatever. We're having bail-ins. We don't have nothing to worry about in that case. So you're going to want to control more things on your own. You're going to have to be a shark out here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So this is why we have to set it up. Real estate, you can't generally take from somebody, but also real estate expenses can rise. But if real estate expenses rise, also you can raise the rent to offset it. You have to. Everybody has to. This is the same thing that happened when one bedrooms now cost $1,800, $2,000 in a lot of jurisdictions. I'm talking about one bedroom apartments. 2-bedroom apartments costing $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 a month. Crazy. Homes, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month for rent. So therefore, almost like you have to buy a home now just to protect yourself from not having to pay $3,000, $4,000 for a nice home. This is where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't have any extra streams of income making it in your door over time and relatively safe, so then you can take high risk, high reward tactics, but you have to have a base, and that base is going to have to be able to grow a little bit. All right. So just think about that. We need to keep making more, and you're not going to be able to stop. There's people right now, 65, 70, 75 years old. They're working. They're looking for jobs because they're sitting there in relatively good health and they're concerned. They're just like I just said, my grocery bill, us two in the house, they're saying used to be $200 a month. Now all of a sudden it's $450, $500 a month. The retirement money that they had coming in thinking, oh, okay, $2,500 a month 10 years ago, that was okay. But now they're like, hold on a second. It's costing me $800, $900 a month for my freaking taxes on this house that's free and clear. It's costing me $600 a month for groceries. It's costing me insurance money on my cars and home, another $500 to $1,000. Next thing you know, that $2,500 that they were living on comfortably is damn near going to be gone. Now all of a sudden they're like, okay, I guess I better go out here and work at McDonald's or work at Walgreens, whatever the case may be. But this is how it's going to be. This is what the proverbial road, metal meets the road. So Eric says is what we're talking about here. All right. I'm fearful for a lot of people out here. A lot of people are just going through the motions, working for other people. These businesses may not be in business next year, the year after, 2 years, 3 years from now. And you could find yourself in a situation, you've worked somewhere for 10, 15 years, thinking that you have set money aside, and then you have corporate raiders who come along and buy your company and won't give out the pension. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'm giving dire news tonight, but we have to do something about it. You have to do something about it. You got to protect yourself more than you know. All right. Like I say, in case you joined us late, ATM machines not working last week. People going to banks, banks closed down. Banks stealing people's money. It's becoming more and more prevalent now because of social media. People are now talking about it. Before, they used to only do it to a few million people a year. Now, those few million people all have cell phones. This isn't 10 years ago. This isn't 5 years ago. This is now where people are actually saying, hey, I went to the bank closed. Then they told me they closed 20 branches. So then I said, where's my money? They told me they don't know. This is actually happening within the last 30 to 45 days, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This is not some fantasy stuff. This is going down. Like I always said, we know it's going to go down because money is not real. First of all. All right. So here we go. Let's see. Here we are. Victor Morrell says another one bites the dust. Disney announces it will cut 7K jobs. Exactly. Looks like longer wait times. Those parks stay packed. Exactly. People may not have money now, but they have credit cards. No choice. Exactly. Victor Morrell hit it right on the head. People don't have money, but they do have credit cards. And that's why a record credit card debt, a record school educational debt for colleges, all-time highs across the board for debt. Because since people don't make enough money, they use their credit cards. And the credit card companies are all too happy to say, hey, we'll give you a little credit line increase. An extra $500 means an extra $1,000 to them because they're going to raise your interest rate on the card. Call up your credit card company. Some of y'all be thinking I got a 2.9, 3% or whatever. 5%, 10%, 13%. You're going to find out it's 20-some percent. You're going to be like, what? Hold on a second. And people are out here spending $5,000, $10,000 on credit cards with 27% annual rates. You can never pay that off. They're going to get 3, 4, 5 times their money and enjoy every bit of it. So you're not going to be able to catch up. These are the things that you have to consider. All right. These are the times that try men's soul. And again, Victor Morrell, thank you for mentioning that. Then this is exactly what's going down. All right. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday live stream. And he has the icon next to his name, also known around here in these parts as Mr. Financial. And he brings his tagline. Good evening, SSN family and ABMM. In case you don't know what that means, write it down. Always be making money. That's what we do here. That's what we have to do. You don't get to rest on your laurels. You don't get to just sit around. I'm going to tell you right now, how many times, again, I've talked about this for many, many years. Mr. Financial, before I talk about my next subject, he has his own channel here, helping people out on a daily basis, it seems. Go check him out. It's Chilly Davis with 2 L's, CHILLY. Go show some love there. He's part of the SSN Nation, helping people out the kindness of his heart because he wants to help people not fall victims to this so-called capitalist system. Oh, I shouldn't have even went down this path because I start getting upset every time I think about this so-called capitalist system where people are getting subsidies. They run a corporation, a company, and they're getting subsidies. Our tax-paid money gives them a tax cut, tax break, so they can build oh, yes, we're going to hire 5,000 people over the next 15 years. So can you give me a few $1 billion and give me some free land? Yeah, I went another direction here because every time I start thinking about our tax money going to these rich people, taking high-risk chances, and then getting bailed out because, oh, I'm bringing 1,000 jobs and I'm going to do all this. And then within a few years, oh, we had to cut back and we don't know if we're going to be able to get that 1,000 of jobs. And they only hired 300 people. You know what I'm saying? This is what's been going on. And the government sending them subsidy money, giving them free loans, free grants. And guess where that money's coming from? Your pocket. And the products that they make, they're charging you an arm and a leg for. Meanwhile, they're getting free money, almost like the airline industry getting subsidy and getting bailed out time and time again. But they're right now trying to charge people $500, $800, $1,000 round trip in the United States. You can fly overseas for less than what they're charging American citizens for round trip flights within the United States. It's a travesty. All right. This is why I started the channel, by the way, because I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to understand this isn't this war on the middle class. This war on the have versus have-nots has been going on for the last 60 years financially. When Nixon took us off of the gold standard, that's when the last trigger, last piece to the puzzle to decimate and create an oligarch situation. And then when Reagan came in and started doing his tax cut, tax breaks, and trickle down economics for 8 years, that right there changed the whole landscape. Business regulations, I'll be damned. Consumer finance protection, consumer protections, who cares? We're going to deregulate the businesses. We don't really care you're dumping stuff in the water and we got to drink it later. We'll just act like we're in Asia. Who cares about toxins in the air? Because we don't care, because the hospitals, we're going to charge you an arm and a leg for that. Just for an ambulance to come get you is going to be a few G's. You want to stay overnight? Oh, that's $12,000, $15,000 because you took a hospital bed overnight. So we don't really care if you get sick. That just helps out our other ecosystem, pharmaceutical businesses. You guys getting the gist of what's happening here? We're not really trying to cure you out here. We're trying to make sure that you stay on some of these drugs for a lifetime. We're going to make sure of this. And as long as we can get damn near 2/3 of the population in a sick environment, that's trillions of dollars a year. We get to charge your insurance company. We get to charge you in taxes. And we're still going to help out all these people that are very, very rich. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bypass all the rich guys. We're just going to make sure you have wealth and you know how to get it. Because once we teach you how to fish, We don't have to do anything else, do we? You can fish all the time. All right. So again, go check out Chili Davis, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Curtis Davis, 1,000 jobs. Exactly. Exactly. Pulling the old tricks. Hey, give me this factory. I'm going to make a factory over here. Give me all this land, and since you're going to give me all this land and give me my tax cuts and tax breaks for 10 years, who's going to pay for the taxes, says the newspaper guy. And the guy answers, no answer. Because if I tell my constituents over here that they're going to be paying the, $200 million that we're giving the tax cut for over the next 10 years, I don't think they would want this. So we're just going to tell them we have jobs. We're going to tell them we're going to make 5,000 jobs over here, high paying jobs over the next 10 years. That way they won't care. That's how they've been getting us, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you want to be a big time city, don't you? Don't you want to be a big time city? You should have a sports team. And the billionaire wants to have a sports team in your town. Don't you feel so privileged? Oh, but you know what? That sports owner who's billionaire, he's not going to want to pay $700 million to build his own stadium. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the government. We got to give you bonds. You're going to have, hey, come on, who's going to pay for these bonds? We got to raise $700 million for the guy that's bringing us an arena and a sports team. Oh, and did I mention, since we got to give him $700 million because we're not going to allow him to pay taxes for 10 years because he said he's bringing in 10,000 jobs over the next 10 years. So your taxes, I don't mean your taxes. I mean your sales tax. We're going to have to raise your sales tax from 6%. Well, this year it'll be 6.5. Then next year it'll be 7. Next year it'll be 7.5. Next year it'll be 9%. So you see, we'll just do that. And by the way, hotel owners, since he's bringing in all these customers from around the base to stay here while they have sporting events and concerts, we're just going to raise the occupancy tax on your hotel another 1 or 2 percentage points. I'm just like, so now when somebody comes and visits, they have to pay more to stay at hotels. Have to pay more because now the airlines charges an extra $25, $30 for each airport to pay their fees for landing there. And guess who gets to pay all of this? Congratulations, you. So again, make money, protect your money, and you're going to have to keep going. You're not going to be able to stop. There is no such thing, a pie in the sky. You're not going to sit there and go, I want to make $1 million. Go ahead, make $1 million. You still are going to have to work. You're still going to have to make more money. You don't get to just sit there and go, I made $1 million. I'm going to put my money with somebody else and be like, I dodged a bullet. Because somebody brought up something right here. James Way mentions it exactly. Usain Bolt thought he was all good. And look at here. They stole $12 million at the Jamaica Bank. He's exactly right. He just found out about it because he was all happy. 12 mil sitting over here in Jamaica, man. Loving life. I have no worries, man. There is nobody that ever had their money taken. Nothing's ever happened. Right. Until now. So he had his money in a bank thinking he's all good because they were reputable. They had never had a scandal, never a problem until now. His 12 million is gone. See, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think that there's other forces at play, then I feel a little sorry for you because it's understandable. You watch TV, the news, social media, you're thinking everything's okay. We understand a recession. It's happened before. We understand companies not making as much money from the previous year or 2 years. That happens. But what you're not understanding is behind the scenes, they're swiping people's money. You're not getting this. They've been doing this covert operation to steal money. It just hasn't happened to like 100 million people. It only happens to a few million. But when you start taking 12 million from somebody, 300,000 from somebody, 500,000 for another, 2 million from another, then you call yourself, we're going to seize your money because we think you're doing some illegal, fraudulent activity out of the blue. We don't have no proof, but hey, we got a warrant for this safe deposit box at the bank. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, but we weren't clear on which safe deposit box was his. So they opened all of the safe deposit boxes. Oh, yes, this is another trick the government uses, ladies and gentlemen. All of the boxes they broke into and took everything in the boxes. People go down to the bank and find out, hey, what's going on? What happened? They're saying, I'm sorry, your safe deposit box is not available. What are you talking about? Oh, well, the federal government took all contents out of our safe deposit box and they're holding it. You call up the government and say, hey, man, I had box number 157Z. What's going on? And they say, well, yeah, we have contents of box 157, but we can't release it to you until you can prove that this is your stuff. What do you mean, prove it's my stuff? Well, we found $500,000 worth of cash in here. We need to know how you got that money and where it came from. We found some other things like gold and silver and jewelry and diamonds and all this in here too. You're going to have to prove where you got that from. Excuse me? I got it from my grandparents. I got it from my parents. I got it for a business deal that I made. Well, that should be easily provable. And until you can bring in all that stuff, this box stuff stays here. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you think I'm playing. No, it's happened. It happened in Cali. It's funny how things work out. So again, this is why you need your own duffel bag of cash. You need your own money. And therein lies why we have to talk about how you can protect yourself. Remember when I talk about gold, silver, precious metals? When I said I don't think 15% or 10% or anything like that is necessary or relevant, but I always say you should have 5%, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, single digits is fine with me, because that is money, whether it's gold, silver, platinum, coppers, anything, you should have a little bit, because sometimes you might have to be your own bank. You might have to trade something. You might have to do something. But again, like James Way said, can you imagine going down to the bank and you're like, okay, hey man, I just want like 1,000, 2,000, whatever. And they turn to you and say, I'm sorry, Mr. Bolt, your account has no money. And you're like, okay, that's okay. Well, I have another account over here and it has like, well, millions in it. So maybe take it out of that. And they tell you, I'm sorry, you have no millions. Can you imagine how devastating that would be? Like I said, this already happened to me, and more than once. So this is why I don't trust banks, period, at all. I don't trust the government at all, because they've done crazy, crazy stuff with me. So I'm just going to tell you right now, if you don't think it can't happen, then you're one of the people that they're like, okay, let him leave some stuff somewhere. Let his behind come across off of a plane and carry with him like 15, 20, 30 G's and then say, yeah, I have like 30 G's on me. Yeah. Watch how fast you're going to be pulled into the back office. And then they start their real, well, how do we know you made this? How do you know it's not a drug deal? How do we know that this is your money? Excuse me? It's on me. Anybody calling in anywhere saying they lost or somebody stole money? What the frick are you talking about? Again, swiping American citizens and citizens who are not Americans money. You're going to have to prove your money. And I'm sitting there like, wait, you stole it from me. What do you stole the stuff from me? What do you mean I got to prove it now? You stole it. Now you're telling me bring receipts. This is insane. And it's cash. It's insane what's going on. So don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. It's basically fleece the people for a 1 billion, then only provide 1 million. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly it. It's a slow bleed. After they drop the debt on town, build stadium or whatever, the billionaire plan to get back all money plus. Check out Jerry Jones, Arlington, Texas. You don't have to tell me. That's the whole playbook. These guys are like looking like some sort of knights in shining armor out here. All right, if you just now came in, please share the videos, smash the like button. Tomorrow, do not miss at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're talking about a real estate deal in Vista Cana, Punta Cana. Vista Cana is a project inside Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. No credit check, no qualifying. You can buy a condo that's going to be located on a beach, a man-made beach. And you're going to have your own clubhouse, $99,000 for a one-bedroom, $131,000 for a two-bedroom. Reasonably priced, not going to be done for about 3 years. And your payments, if you put down 20%, are going to be roughly $600, $500, $400, $800, depending on what unit size. And you have skin in the game. 3 years from now, interest rates will be at all time, well, back to 3% or something, 3.5. That means your property is going to be worth a hell of a lot of money now. This is why you got to get in now, ladies and gentlemen. Get your assets in play now, and assets pay us, not an asset. A home is not really an asset unless it increases in value like 20, 30% all of a sudden. That's why I say buy a home in late 2023 after July. Start thinking then. Then when things go ballistic, you buy a $300,000 house and 3 years later it's worth like $800,000. You're going to be like, damn, does Eric have a crystal ball? No, it's economics. They're stealing the middle class's wealth right underneath your nose. All right. And so it's a slow bleed. All right. Yeah. All deposit boxes at the bank. Exactly. They had a warrant for one. Then next thing you know, they're cracking open mine. Everybody else's. Oh, how do we know all this stuff is yours? You took my stuff. What are you talking about? Like, okay, so everything I need a receipt now? I mean, what the frick? Who has receipts for what stuff they put in the safe deposit box? Seriously? Might have insurance paperwork for some of it. But even then, in fact, let me show you guys something. I'm gonna do this right here. Let me see if it actually. Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. Pull up one episode. Oh, didn't have to look far. Okay, my episode's not in LA. This episode, though, last year, no, 2 years ago. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is funny stuff. Funny stuff. You guys think you think you playing around. This is basically why have a shadow ban situation, because we're talking stuff, trying to get you guys into the ball game so that way you are awake, you understand what's going on. So now you can maneuver. That's why you're going to start your businesses. That's why you're going to have things under trust. That's why you're not going to have anything in your name. All of this goes down, and you're going to be able to see here. This is hilarious. FBI wants to keep fortune in cash, gold, jewels from Beverly Hills raid. Is it abuse of power? Oh, doggone it. They put it behind a wall. Really? Really? U.S. private vaults in Beverly Hills. They rented safe deposit boxes. The three of among more than a dozen customers suing the federal government to recover cash and valuables seized by the FBI. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the only one. Like I said, don't be misconstruing anything around here. I have a certain situation myself with the government of the United States. So this is why I think differently than most people. Protect yourself at all costs. All right. This is people down in Beverly Hills thinking, oh my, I'll just put my money in a safe deposit box, one of these high-end locations. I'm all good. Well, yeah, you're all good. All right. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what they've been doing, except this was a little more high profile. Beverly Hills, 86 million in cash, millions in dollars, more in jewelry, other valuable found in 369 boxes. 369 boxes. Have the audacity to call us up and be like, I'm not one of the Beverly Hills guys. You had in the box. Mother, get the. All right. All right. Okay. And by the way, speaking of protection, almost every country in the world has signed up into the United States banking system, where if the United States knocks on their door and says, hey, do you have US citizen here? And how much money do they have in the bank? We want to confiscate it. They literally have signed up to do the United States government's bidding. All right. Just keep that in mind as you're considering where you should protect yourself. Now, one of the places I will mention, of course, Dominican Republic, one of them, is not officially signed up. They are slated to join this consortium of robbers, but they haven't officially signed up. So your money is still safe, so to speak. But again, some of the perks of owning property over there also gives you other perks where you can possibly have residency. And that also means you can also have a bank that doesn't have to deal in USA dollars and under their ruling for the United States as well. All right. When the time comes, because eventually they're not going to have a choice, because the United States is just going to extort them like they do everybody else. They're going to say, okay, well, if you don't sign up with telling us if our citizens have money at your bank, well, then we're going to block you from being able to do business with the United States banking system. The extortion, right? So they're extorting everybody just so they can keep the money in the hands of a few. All right. They're taking it from us. So therefore, we have to get the assets. All right. The assets. What are assets? We can talk artwork, collectibles, but what kind of collectibles, right? So I mentioned early on, please share the videos, because you got to tell people about this subject matter so they can protect themselves. They're out here working hard 5 days, 6 days a week. They have no time to find out that, hey, even the rich people are having their money stolen from Beverly Hills. They have no time to find out that when a bank closes and in the state of Georgia, that people have money in the bank, they tell people, yes, we're going to change you to another bank. But that's not where the money is. Most people don't have that much money in their bank accounts to begin with. Remember, 70% of the population doesn't even have 1,000 in the bank account. They didn't care about that money. What they cared about was, oh, you guys have brokerage account here. What about those mills in that brokerage account? Hell, not sending that to you. In fact, we need to double check all this. So we're just going to hold that out. You guys can have all the regular depositors. You can have that. But we're keeping the brokerage account. And now the people that are at the bank, like myself, we're sitting there going, well, where's our money? Oh, we sent it to that bank. Okay, goes to that new bank. We're like, where's our money? So now there's lawsuits. Now there's all kind of crap. Now it's under controls talk. So now they're like, they're holding millions stolen, just like Usain Bolt. Same thing. Same crap going down. All I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, America's not think it is. All right. So as long as you have a job, long as you're working, long as you have a business, long as you're running it, long as you're doing all this stuff, you're thinking everything's fine because you have money coming in. You're thinking I made some investments, but what you're not thinking about is, what if they took it? So what are you going to do? You almost have to be like the mob. Bury stuff in the backyard, put in garbage cans or putting them somewhere, right? In walls. You have to be like, okay, I'm going to make sure I got what I need with me so then I can make moves. That's pretty much where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And luckily for you, for the last 4 years, almost 4 years, you guys have had ways. Now, we took some high risk, high reward stuff and we took some L's, right? We took some L's due to crypto, due to some businesses coming out, starting a business, doing some network marketing type stuff. We've done all kind of high risk stuff. But the staple that's been there to stay is basically, if you have a business or bought a business and it has met revenues coming in, you're good. If you actually had real estate and you have rental money coming in, you're more than good, because those rates went up dramatically. Again, places that I used to charge $299 a night for 2 years ago, I'm charging over 500 now, or about 500, let's say, on, yeah, 499, 489, 519, 529, 559. But generally, average wise, 500, $200 than 2 years ago. So that, I haven't even done the percentage, but when you start thinking about it, 10, 20, 30, 40, that's like 40% year over year. How much did my maintenance expenses go up? 20%. So I get over an 80% markup for a 20% expense. I love it. And that's what's happening. The rich are getting richer because they're able to charge you more, but their expenses only went up 10, 20%. They get to charge you damn near double. Although I'm double number, but next year it might be that. From 2 years ago, I might be able to double in 3 years. That's dramatic. Being able to charge somebody $299 and then $595, $599, 3 years later, we're almost there. Because in some jurisdictions, I'm charging $549, $539. Next year, I'm going to be charging $559, is already the highest rate that I'm going to have. So we're almost there. And if they do something real crazy, inflation goes up, I'll add on an extra 20, 30 bucks. So we could actually do it in 3 years, be double. That's insanity. That's insane. And more profit. It's funny. Just like Victor Morrell, he's out here doing the same thing. Laverne Penix, who has real estate. You guys know, if you rent, you know what I'm talking about. You're not going to lose. And that's why this is so powerful, what's happening in Punta Cana, because if this goes how it's, well, as it's going, you can buy something for 100,000, 150,000, 160, 190, 200,000, and you can rent it out. And even if you rent it out right now for $100, $120 per night, doesn't matter, because a year or two from now, you're going to be able to rent it out for 200, 250. It won't matter. So you'll be able to get your return on your investment relatively quickly. Another transfer of wealth opportunities for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I've been rocking with the real estate, with the dividend stocks, even though I'm giving my money to a brokerage account or wherever I'm leaving it. But that's why you have to go with one of the reputable guys, right? You have to go with the Fidelities, the Schwab, the JP Morgans, right? You got to go with these guys. That's where you have to keep your money. That's about, I got to deal with Fed bank situations, right? Generally, from now on, I have to deal with the Feds. Leave it in a Fed bank because they're not going to let these guys fail. Simple. Now, I'm not leaving it with Wells Fargo or Bank of America. That's all I know. Those guys, they're not going to let them fail, but they're allowing them to rob people. All right. Broad daylight. Like I said, my friends didn't believe me in 1989 or whenever it was. I said, man, Bank of America, Wells Fargo and Bank of America stole money from me. And they were like, yeah, right, whatever. I'm like, okay, just because you know anybody that's never happened to, I'm telling you. I said, all right, come to my office, I'll show you. I was like, this is crazy. It's like, yeah, right. Nah, never happened. Yeah, now everybody's finding out due to social media, this stuff actually happens. All right. So don't fall victim, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to be a victim. And again, remember when I first started 2 years ago, 3 years, or 2.5 years ago, when I started talking about Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and I said one of the virtues, people said, why don't you get something in Costa Rica, or why don't you get something in Europe, or why don't you get something somewhere else? One of the tenets of why I said Dominican Republic was many folds. One was it's booming. It's going to boom in Punta Cana region and all over Dominican Republic. I was watching a movie the other night that was filmed in the Dominican Republic. So they're starting to do movies over there as well, because there's lots of jungles, lots of rivers, lots of waterfalls. There's all kind of things you can do. But first off, the first main thing was it's in another country where you can have assets that has nothing to do with the United States. All right. It's deeded, and you can have residency based on if you own property. It makes it a lot easier for you to get your residency. Right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, in America, if they all of a sudden shut off your passport, where are you going? Where are you going? You're not what you're going to be an illegal alien wherever you go, because if you say I'm going to Canada, okay, well, good luck. If you say I'm going to Mexico, okay, good luck. What else are you going to do? All right. So that's why it's close enough that if something does happen and the federal government starts acting like you're, like they're Russia or China or one of the Asian countries where they say, oh, yeah, you can go, you can leave, but you can't leave. All right. When you start doing stuff like that, it could happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying these are possibilities. But at least you have an investment that makes sense. And at the same time, if something wiggy happens on anywhere on the East Coast, you can just go down to a marina and tell somebody, hey, you know what, man, I need to get to the DR. And we'll be going to the DR. And when I get there, guess what? I'm DR citizen now. Or not now in reality, but will be when they build my stuff. Now I'll have residency. So I'll be like, I land, I show up, good. And vice versa. I can return to the United States on said boats. Simple. I don't have to worry. Either way, it's good. Now, if I have something that any in the Asian countries, now I got to pass through some passport areas. Not going to be able to do it. So this is one of the methods to the madness. And I'm glad 40 some people came along for the ride. So now you're protected on certain front that if something does happen, and now you're not going to be locked. Because in essence, you can have a bank in Dominican Republic and you can still have money wired to you in that bank. Yeah, you might have to do the exchange or whatever, but you're not going to be under the thumb of the United States government because you're a U.S. citizen. All right. So I'm going to say another story, and we got to talk about sharing the videos, smashing the like button. All right. Tell other people, but smash the like button, click the all notification bell. And on Friday night, please come join us at 9-10 p.m. And tomorrow night, a new real estate project inside Vista Cana in the Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana, a project that's on the water that's going to have their own beach club. I like, because now you have the best of both worlds, except for the fact we still have a problem because it's going to cost the guest or somebody's going to pay for the sports complex. And again, we don't even care about the Vista Cana Beach Club now because we have our own beach club. So we don't care if people have to pay to get inside Vista Cana Beach Club because our beach club owners and guests get to use it, and we don't have to pay other than $1 per month maintenance, $2 per square meter maintenance fee. We already know one bedroom is 56 square meters. So that's roughly 112. We'll round up $115 per month. Cheap for a one bedroom with my own beach clubhouse. And then the 2 bedroom, I didn't even look. But say it's 70, it's most of the time it's 72 square meters or whatever, $150 per month. Now we're talking. We don't care. The beach club scenario is out of the way. So now we have a guest and they're going to stay at and have to pay for the sports complex, where everybody's guest is going to have to pay for the sports complex. But now we have something: water views, a few amenities, our own beach house, and $131,000 for a 2-bedroom, $99,000 for a 1-bedroom. The live stream, the realtor, he's going to be here. You can ask questions tomorrow to be open to everybody. If you are here and you can't get into the chat room, there's a reason. Because only members of the channel can be in the chat room on Wednesday nights. Everybody else you can watch. And then on Friday night and tomorrow night at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, everybody can be in the chat room. So please join us. You're not going to want to miss this. This is what I was looking for from Vistacana, because Panorama, yes, I love Panorama because you use everything. But I was like, man, it would be so awesome if they actually had complex on the water where you could walk outside your condo and act like you're on the ocean. But, oh, by the way, it's ocean water. They're still piping it into the second beach area. So it actually is salt water. But $131,000, and you have your own club house. You have your, I think there's a pool there too. I don't know if they have a fitness center, but it is what it is. That's going to be worth a lot of money, being on the lake and having your own clubhouse. Now, if it's secure gates, that would be cool. I'm going to have to listen. I should listen to this because I don't know if this is a gated community, unfortunately, but we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, don't miss tomorrow night. If you want to get your real estate game on, you have another opportunity. And if you want to get your real estate game on and don't like the Vistacana thing, then I suggest you check out Larimar or Cruise on Land. But I've been dropping some Larimar videos. I was supposed to drop part 2 tonight. I loaded it up, but I didn't get it out. So it'll be tomorrow when it's going to drop. But Larimar 2-bedroom is also $129,000 that has an ocean view. And a 1-bedroom is like $94,000, $95,000. So again, this is your opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. You want to do something, go down below. Get your free stocks from Robinhood and Webull. All right? You will see it. The link is down below. You want to earn free Bitcoin. Then down below in the description, there is something called Crypto Tab. I haven't shown this in a while. If they're giving me free crypto, then and you're using your software, you don't need mining equipment. I'm going to show you. I still have this. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And again, please share the videos. Let other people know what's going on. But here's another way. This does not cost you anything. Check it out.
Are you interested in high passive income? Do you want to be in trend and earn cryptocurrency? If so, try CryptoTab Browser, the world's first browser with an integrated mining algorithm that allows you to earn Bitcoins simply by using your browser. It has a familiar interface and all the necessary features, plus mining running in the background. Invite your friends and family to use CryptoTab Browser and multiply your earnings using the referral system. Discover Cloud Boost feature and start mining at lightning fast speed, quickly increasing your profits. Grow a large mining network and get a stable income. Share your personal link with other people and get a percentage of their mining, their friends' mining, and so on, up to the 10th level. There are plenty of benefits for our affiliate program members. Install CryptoTab Browser on your computer and start earning right now. Get stable income and guaranteed payments in Bitcoins every day. Download our app to make your profit on the go. Join us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, that's CryptoTab. You use your browser. You can use your tablet. You don't need any extra software because it uses your computer's software. So the faster your computer is, well, the more mining you'll do. And don't get visions of grandeur. It's only like parts of a penny per day. But just like I have a link down below, you will have a link as well. And you can share with other people. And then when they start mining, then you earn little kibbles and bits, parts of a penny that they're mining. And So I guess it could all add up if you had enough people, but it's just mining while you're at work, while you're doing nothing. It's your computer's just running and using the software. So the faster your computer is, the more parts of a penny you'll earn every day. Bitcoin. All right. So that's one way you can do it. And you can actually add on other computers, right? So, because a lot of people have computers sitting around, right? That's been out of service for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah, they're not as fast as today's computers, but if they're sitting around, why not use them for to make a little bit of extra cash? It's going to take a minute, but hey, it is what it is. All right. So that's a few things that you can do. They're down below. Opus Virtual Office. You want to start yourself a business? Then I suggest most people are at their home. Again, it's dicey when you work from home and business where people might sue or people sue you for anything. America's the most litigious country in the world. So they'll try to present it like you're running it as out of your home, your own business. And then they'll say they can break the corporate veil because you're not really running it as a business. That's one of the ways they try to do things. So this is why Opus Virtual Office, the address is separate, the business is separate. You always treat it as separate. So there's no co-mingling, nothing happening. So that'll protect yourself greatly if you don't want to go out and get a business. And you don't really, because you're going to have to pay out of pocket X amount of dollars. Sure, the tax write-off. And the other business, Opus Virtual Office, they have a person that answers your phone. You're on 411. They give you a business phone number and they give you a business fax number. And they collect your bill. And they report your business to the business credit reporting agencies. So you're building your business credit when you're going with these guys as well. So this is all great. So Opus Virtual Office down below, sign up if you want to start your business. Now, we talked about this before. We have other things that we talk about here. It's crypto as well. And we are involved with company Cashflow NFT that's with Miracle Cash and More. This is a little high risk. It's crypto, but is it really high risk when it's backed by a store? The store is going to be giving out commission. Okay, I think, again, we'll find out. I think it's going to be at the end of March. Now, the NFT, I'll just tell you up front, search the channel, Cashflow NFT. It's $5,000 for the NFT. They have 200 of them left. So keep that in mind. The other thing is that you can sign up as a affiliate, a free affiliate with them, and refer people to buy the $5,000 NFT, and they give you 10%. So I don't even know if I have the link down below, quite frankly. But if I do, it'd be down below in the description. You look for Miracle Cash and all right. Let me see if I can look this up. If I don't have it, which it appears I don't, then I'm going to add it right now. So anybody that sees the replay, I'm going to be adding this in as we speak, and I'll probably figure out a way to add it into the chat room so somebody can take it off the chat. So if you want to become a free affiliate, you can. If you want to buy a $5,000 NFT, now, you should understand how it works. Since it's backed by the store makes money. They share part of the profits with the NFT holders. But there's more to the story. They have ATM machines, the transaction fees shared with the NFT holders. More to that story. Then they have point of sale systems, like when you check out at any store, they share the profits from that. They have an exchange. Again, there's going to be transaction fees. So guess what? They share the profits of that. So that's just a few of the areas that they share the profits. The first commission checks are coming out. I'm saying sometime in March. They've already said at the end of February. Fair enough. Now, They're going to have more than one store. They're going to have more than one ATM machine. They're going to have more than one point of sale machine. They are talking about, hey, they're pro forma. This is just an estimate. This has no bearing on anything. They're just guessing with their best educated guess. But as they add thousands of ATM machines, thousands of point of sale machines, hundreds of Miracle Cash and More stores within a country, in this case, we're talking about the United Kingdom, they are thinking at the end of 4 years, when they want to do their exit plan, they are thinking that these NFTs are going to be valued at over $1 million. They may be right. But again, this is just their best guesstimate. So if you spend $5,000, or if you get to share it with other people and you get 10 people to buy, then that means you will get that $1 million, $5 million, $3 million, $10 million, whatever the number is. There is one other way. We have our own SSN Lifestyle Group economic plan called the Ring of Fire. And that's down below. And you'll see the $5,000 cash flow NFT business opportunity. The link is down below. Therefore, you can spend $250, $50, $500, $750, $1,000, $1,250, and you can be part, whatever percentage you put in. If you put in 500, that means you get 10% of the monthly commission. If you put in 1,000, that would be 20%. You'd get 20% of the monthly commission. We're already up to 1,000, and we already have one NFT from the Ring of Fire. This would be the second one. And we're going to have another one after we complete this, because another one's coming out with Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg. Now, their countries doesn't that much, production with regards to crypto, but in Europe, they make rules. They're licensed and regulated countries. So they're in these licensed and regulated countries. So you're going to have people walking in stores, being able to call up. I'm not familiar with crypto. They're going to onboard a hell of a lot of people, because the store people can walk into, make phone calls, talk to support if they don't understand. And crypto is not for the faint at heart. If crypto was easy, there would already be a billion people in crypto. There's still not. All right. Because it's murky. A lot of countries never want to make the rules because they're trying to figure out how the government can control it. Because remember, it was originally the people's money. And the government is trying to figure out, wait, these guys can move money without us. They can move money without telling us. And speaking of making money without telling you, Unstoppable Domains. Get your crypto domain unstoppable, like ericbird.crypto. Stop struggling now.crypto. So when somebody needs to send me some crypto, all I would really have to do is say, oh, just send it to stopstrugglingnow.crypto. All right. It could be your name, crypto, whatever you want, .crypto or .nft or .bitcoin or .wallet. Just go check out Unstoppable Domains. And it's a one-time fee, $10, $20, $30, $40. If you get .x, it could be like $100 sometime. But you have several links you can choose from. You can use it down below. Your Unstoppable Domain goes on the blockchain. You can choose the Polygon blockchain, and they put it on there for free. So you're tied into the blockchain. It's yours for life. And get this. No annual fee like a .com. Once you buy this domain, the crypto domain, no annual fee. Take it. .x, .nft, .bitcoin, .wallet. That's a few of them. Unstoppable Domain. Oh, $10 for one of them. I don't know which one. $20 for most .cryptos. $40 and up when you start getting into .x, .nft. Sometimes .nft is $20. But the fact of the matter is, get your Unstoppable Domains. Even if you just put it in limbo, $20, $30, $40, which even if you're just holding it, because you never know what the future is going to be. Not saying you have to use it, just hold it. Make sure you write everything down. Make sure you hold it, because you never know when it's going to come in handy. Because crypto should be mainstream, or digital money will be mainstream. because governments are going to try to do what China has done. They're going to make sure they have the controls on how much money you have. So you walk a street, get a driving ticket or a jaywalking ticket, the money's taken out of your account instantly. That's right. It's already happening in China. So that's what they're doing. Governments are trying to make sure they know where all the money is so they can grab it if they need to or manipulate, do whatever they got to do. So again, crypto was designed for them not to be able to do this. But as you know, governments, they're figuring out how they can always crack codes. All right. Now, I do that. We talked about basics, make money, protect your money, keep making more. So we gave you tenets to think about. All right. But again, I'm going to make this short. I'm not going to stay on too much longer. If anybody wants to talk about any other subject matters, please let me know. And remember, the only people tonight that can be here on Wednesday night live streams all the time in the chat room members with the icon. That's it. If you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. You're not a member. You may be a subscriber, but only subscribers can be in the chat room Monday and Friday and tomorrow night at 7:35 p.m. That's it. All right. On any other live stream, but Wednesday night, it's only dedicated for members of the channel with the icon. All right. Now, I think that pretty much handles everything. I didn't get into things such as keep making more. We talked about the tenants, get your assets. What type of assets? Assets that pay you. That's it. Liabilities don't pay you. It's pretty distinctive. If I'm going to buy a house and I live in the house, that's not an asset generally. But if I buy a condo, a villa, a multifamily property, and now I have money coming in, and then I buy a house because that property I bought, I have enough profits that's now paying for that monthly payment. That's the scenario you want to do, which then they'll talk about in school. They should tell everybody who's under 18, get commercial property first or start a business, do something where you have money coming in, then worry about buying the house. Because otherwise, you're going to be house poor, which a lot of people are, living paycheck to paycheck just so they can pay for where they live. We don't want to continue that trend. We want to continue the trend of it's a party all the time if you want to. That's the trend. All right. And the only way you can do that, you have to put in work. Sometimes it takes 3 years. Sometimes it takes 5 years. Sometimes it takes 10 years. But for everybody that's watching this channel, you guys don't have to wait 10 years. It's simple. Some of you, from the time started in 2020 talking about Punta Cana, in the next 12 months, some of us are going to have extra streams of revenue coming in from Punta Cana area from the rentals. Is that going to be 10,000 a year? Is that going to be 15? Is that going to be 20? Is that going to be 30? We will find out. But I have a feeling for most of us, it's going to be 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 annually. Because a lot of people, some people have 1 bedrooms, some people have studios, some people have 2 bedrooms, some people have 2-bedroom penthouses, some people have villas. So there's going to be people making $200 per reservation, $175 per reservation, $250, $300. There are going to be people who have revenues of $2,000, $1,800, $1,500, $1,400 per week. So if you are able to uphold even a 50% occupancy rate, you could have $3,000 per month in revenues, which means $36,000. If you have this done right and you find somebody that does 25% off, that's a fourth. So that's 9 G's. That means I'm down to 27. So now we could be talking about $20,000, 50% occupancy, which equals 1,500, 16, 17 in pocket, and somebody else is managing it. You see where we're going with this. This isn't rocket science. This is what we do. All right. The only drawback you have is if there's a downfall where there's a COVID scenario, a pandemic of some sort, where people aren't traveling. But is that really a downfall? The bottom line to the story is you can always reap that money. It's not like it's lost because you're still going to be able to rent it. It's not like the place got blown down. You're just sitting there going, okay, pandemic, I have no money coming in. But here's the funny thing about that. Even during the pandemic, people were still traveling, let's say to the Dominican Republic. It's just what didn't have a large amount of people because things were closed down, but you still had people being able to get maybe 500 a month, 600 a month, a couple thousand per month. So again, all is not lost, but we got to be in position to make sure that in your future, you have a way to turn the spigots on and off. I'm going to tell you guys, a lot of you already know because you've been here before. Airbnb was reversing everything in 2020. They were acting wild. People they would have reservations. They would call up and say, hey, I have COVID, or somebody in my party has COVID, so we can't make it. I would get a message from Airbnb saying, we canceled the reservation because the person has COVID. So literally, I'm sitting here with, let's say in 1 month, 2 reservations, and literally all 20 gone. They're sending me a message, Airbnb, not even the guests, just Airbnb, and the people are going to arrive in like tomorrow. They're going to arrive like in 3 days. This is thousands of dollars that I cannot get. All right. No notice, no nothing. So I just turned it all off. I said, okay, if you're just giving people refunds without even a heads up, I was like, I turned them all 100%. I didn't turn them back on, I think, like 6 months ago. That's it. So for almost a year and a half, I had them all off. So that gives you an idea of what's happening, but that also gives you an idea that you always need to have extra streams of revenue coming in. You just can't go with one. You can't just go, hey, I have these real estate, so therefore I'm going to stick with just that. I have to have other. All right. So that's the key to this whole thing. You need more than one stream of passive. You need more ones of even active. If you can active, you have to go work for it. You really don't want to do that, but if you have to, you have to. But you want to always have at least another 2, 3, 4. And if you can get up to at least 5, that would be good. Because then some streams don't make as much as others. So sometimes you might need another 2 or 3 to equal one of the streams. So that's the reason why you just don't want to have 1 and then 2, because the next one might have a drop off. So I had other streams that dropped off too. So it's been very, very crazy, right? Too crazy. All right. So again, I'm going to wrap this up here, ladies and gentlemen. If there's anything anybody here in the chat room wants to talk about, we can. Passive income, cash flow through rental property. That's it exactly. And you're in the driver's seat. You own it. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can do anything to you. The only thing that can happen is if there's some government lockdowns or something, which doesn't happen too often. So again, this is why real estate's going to end up being something that's going to be very special over the next 5 years. Again, and just for the record, when it comes to real estate, I've been generally telling all my friends about this for a long time. So when the crisis occurred in 2008, I told my friends in 2005 and 6, I said, hey, you guys, look, there's going to be a crisis. I laid out everything. I said, but here's the thing. You need to either lock in the lowest interest rate you can, because you could refi and get a lower interest rate than what you have, or you got to sell your house because the prices are astronomical, and then rent a place for a few years. So a few friends took my advice, did whatever they wanted to do. We're in the same boat again, except this boat, I predicted the 50%. I didn't think it was prediction, but the federal government, they've done a hell of a job. These guys somehow has slowed down what should have inevitably happened. I can't believe it. We might not have seen the 50% decline. We've seen We've seen 15. We've seen 20 in some places, but not even 40. We haven't even hit 30 in reality in a lot of places. Probably one place, 30%. We should have already hit 30%, 40%. We haven't gotten anywhere near the decline in pricing. Why? Because Chairman Powell, unlike anyone else, can talk and tell people, oh, I think we're going to be fine. I think everything's going to, he sounds this stuff, and they're reducing mortgage rates. Even though they're increasing the federal fund rate, they're decreasing mortgage rates. This is scary. This is real scary. So what this means is, instead of us having 8, 9, 9.5% interest rates, we're having what, 6.5, 7.1, even another 0.25% increase. This smells, and this doesn't smell too much. All this smells is like an ongoing 2008 scenario where they're manipulating the markets. So now that means there's going to rush to the oligarchs. And that, what I mean by this is, the homes are going to escalate where only certain people can get the homes. And this means enter JP Morgan, enter hedge funds, enter everybody who can get 2%, 3% for 10, 15-year interest only loans. And they can borrow $100 million, $50 million, and go buy up all this real estate that's going to be sitting around. And now you, me, everyone else is going to be in jeopardy, because they're going to raise our taxes for our real estate. And at this time, you might, for a very long time, with whatever you bought, because you're not going to want to sell, because it's not going to do you any good to sell. If you sell something for twice your home that you purchased it for, now every home is twice your home. So it does you no good to sell it. Does you no good to go to rent, because now you're going to pay more in rent than you are for a mortgage. Catch 22. So this is why we have to get our real estate, ladies and gentlemen. You have to. You have no choice. I don't care where it is, but you got to get multiples if you can. All right? So we're going to wrap this up. We're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Vero, perfect for passive income is to have as many as possible, with at least half of them as a fixed amount. The other half can fluctuate. Yep, that would be the perfect scenario. You got that right. That's exactly right. That's what we're working on here. All right. There's some of us who have more than just one property, more than two. Some people are having property in different locations, which is diversification in itself. And then there's some other people that said, you know what, I'm getting me 3, 4 properties just in one location, such as in the Punta Cana region or Dominican Republic region. Some people are saying, hey, I think 1's good enough or 2's good enough. But ultimately, you're going to have to be in the game. This isn't for the faint at heart, I understand, but you're going to have to do something, ladies and gentlemen. We have the tools here. If you want to get in with our SSN Lifestyle Group Economic Plan, I'll play a video in case some people have never seen it. But down below is a $5,000 cash NFT. And you can go see there and learn a bit about it. But I'll play the video if you're interested in it. And again, don't forget, tomorrow, 7:35 p.m. is a new project. Second beach at Vista Cana, on the water. Allegedly, I haven't seen pictures yet, but allegedly you're going to have water view from your condo, and you step outside condo, walk off a little bit, and you're going to be at the beach, the man-made beach. That's pretty cool. Salt water, by the way, because they're piping it in from underground. It's going to be awesome. So it happened. All right. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Miracle Cash and More. This is what the NFT is backed by. You'll get an explanation here. Let me know what you think.
If there was a way you could have partnered with Elon Musk before Tesla, before the Model S, before SpaceX, and before Elon became the world's richest man, would you at least have wanted to know how? If there was a way you could have partnered with Jeff Bezos when he was planning Amazon.com and it could have made you a fortune, would you at least have wanted to know about it? Well, what if there was a fintech company today that is about to capture major market share worldwide, where millions of people will be using its breakthrough technology and you could make an absolute fortune? Would you at least want to know about it? At the same time that we are experiencing record inflation, gas prices through the roof and headed towards a recession, the move towards crypto adoption worldwide is picking up pace, and the evidence is all around us. Big names and big money players are jumping in the game like crazy. The Staples Center, where the LA Lakers play, is now the Crypto.com Center. The Super Bowl, the most expensive commercial time on television, featured 6 cryptocurrency ads. Tom Brady, Matt Damon, LeBron James, and Larry David all made appearances in them. Facebook changed its name from Facebook to Meta. The rapper Eminem bought a Bored Ape, an NFT, for $450,000. Warren Buffett invested over $1 billion in a Brazilian crypto bank. Coinbase bought Bitcoin Turkey for $3.2 billion. You know what they say, success leaves clues. Whenever there is economic change in the marketplace, there are economic winners and there are economic losers. It just depends on what side of the equation you end up on. They also say that timing is everything. How would you like to get in on the next big thing? Are you ready for a miracle? How would you like to own a piece of Miracle Cash and More? The first to market brick and mortar crypto stores, crypto on the street, with stores in every major city all over the world. Unlike the faceless online competitors that have no phone number to call, no physical address, and no one to talk to, Miracle Cash and More stores are fully regulated, licensed, and our wallets are insured by Fireblocks. At Miracle Cash and More, we own our own cryptocurrency exchange. We own our own stablecoin. We own our own ATMs. We own our own merchant terminals. And guess what? We get paid on every single transaction. The secret, if you want to call it a secret, is to get involved before the whole world knows about it. Position yourself in front of the masses before the masses react. Here's the current offering. There are only 1,488 shares of the Master Franchise Agreement for all of the United Kingdom. Each share is projected to profit over $100,000 in year 1, $200,000 in year 2, $400,000 in year 3, and $900,000 in year 4. We have an exit strategy that projects a payout of over $10 million per share. And what does that cost to you? A one and done payment of just $5,000. And of course, you can buy as many shares as are still available. Now the question is, do you at least want to know how? I sincerely hope so, because the best is yet to come.
All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not aware of this, Miracle Cash and More, where the cash flow NFT is backed by these stores and these businesses, this is special. Very, very special. So check it out. All right. By the way, I forgot to mention something. I was actually incorrect. The project that I was talking about when I said $99,000 for the one bedroom, actually $79,000 for a one bedroom. But I don't know if that's where the water view is, because they have another building behind. But $79,000 in the project. Not 99, 79. And then there's a 99 too. So I'm just letting you know there's more to the story, so don't miss tomorrow night. here we go. Eric, are you aware all the services cash stores are capable to provide? I'm thinking utility. Yes. All I don't know all the services that they provide. All I know is somebody comes in, they open an account. Remember, they have their own exchange. So I know when people come in, they're getting paid for every transaction that happens on the exchange, but they also change money as well. You remember, you have to change uh fiat into crypto. So that's all I know. And I don't know of services that they're going to provide other than that. And I'm pretty sure there's something else because somehow they're making like $200,000 at the store in Cyprus per month. I mean, revenues 200,000. So I don't know how they're doing it, but you know, part of the point of sale machine transaction, there's a fee. But again, I don't know all the services there. The utilities that I see is the exchange itself. They're onboarding people. So I see that. But it's more than that. It's based on the Miracle Home, which is for the landlord tenants. That's insurance. That's major. I like the point of sale terminals, transaction fees, ATM machines, fiat, current crypto, transaction fees, set them for type of scenarios. So all those combined, there's like 9 ways now, come to find out. I don't know all the 9 ways. I know the 7 that I call, but they call it 9. So there's some other things going on. But the fact of the matter is they have the Miracle deal where you can do somewhat like the payday loans, the lender loans. So they have that going as well. Their own stable coin. So people can only pay back, and they give them in stable coin. They pay them with the Miracle coin. It's called Miracle. I don't know what their stable coin is, but I think it's Miracle coin. They pay with that. They could have to pay back with that. So they have that ecosystem going on. So there's a lot of moving parts, but it's all financials, which is pretty cool. And that's a lot of ways to generate income. I'm still impressed with the island of Cyprus making $200,000 per month in revenues. I'm just like, holy smokes. Imagine if they were in a larger country. Things could get out of hand. 400, 500,000, that would be insane. But we'll have to, they have a new PDF for that. So I've been trying to get it to see what they're calling 9. I think it's the 7, but they might have added a deviation because like you're saying with the store, they might have separated some things at the store and added those 2 things in, talking about the exchange at the store, talking about any help. I'm sure there might be some fees. So there could be 9. There is 9, but I don't know what the store actually does as far as generating revenue. Other than loading people on the exchange means there's fees in itself. So you get enough people, 1,000 people per month, and they, you know, $10, $15, $20, I guess, starts adding up. I don't know, but let's call it what it is. We'll see. There's utility everywhere. The NFT itself is actually the marketing almost arm where you're receiving part of the profits that are shipped to the NFT holders. So that's the extent of the NFT holders. The business itself is operating. They add more stores. That's all we have. There's not much to their flow, as far as I know, but 200,000 on a little island is pretty significant. All right. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. You know I love you. If you ever have any questions or anything, need help with anything, you can always send me a message to support@stopstrugglingnow.com. If you ever want to talk about anything and any subject matter, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. And please share the videos, help other people, let people know that they do have options out here. Don't let them keep working their behinds off, living paycheck to paycheck, and they're out here and they could have spent a little bit of money and taken hundreds of dollars out of their pockets per month and bought some property that's going to be worth double its value in less than 3 years. So this is all great that you can help someone with. All right. Don't let people get left behind if you can avoid it. At least tell them. All right. So I'll see you tomorrow night at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to find out about one hell of a real estate deal and project inside Vistacana. $79,000 for a 1-bedroom, $99,000 for another one, and then another one's $131,000, and they have a fourth price point, which I don't know what that is yet, but I do know they have villas, and they're $235,000 I saw for one of their villas, but the villas weren't that big. They were like 2 bedrooms, I believe. So why spend that unless the villa is something different, 2 bedrooms on each floor, maybe. I don't know, but $235,000 is out of line. All right, you might as well just go to Primavera and get yourself a 2,500 square foot villa with a pool in the backyard for that. But all I'm going to say is don't miss tomorrow night. No credit check, no barriers to entry. It's real estate investing, ladies and gentlemen, already approved for renting out through Airbnb or short-term rental. All right, let's sell it, but why would you sell it? You're going to passive income for life. All right, we're going to wrap this up. If you have anything further you want to discuss, please let me know, ladies and gentlemen. That would be greatly appreciated. But we're going to wrap this up. So please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here, and that's why we're trying to get you into passive income opportunities. So that way you can sit there and say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and not have to sweat if your boss comes in and you're one of those Disney employees who now has lost their job, has been laid off, thousands of people, once again, gone, no job, but you probably have a mortgage and some bills to pay. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.